your Pheonix Suns. At shooting guard, at 6'3", number 16, Tyler Johnson. At power forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 20, Dario Saric. At center, 6 feet 10 inches, number 46, Aaron Baines. Starting at the other guard, at 6'3", number 11, Ricky Rubio. The other forward, at 6'6", number 3, Kelly Oubre. The head coach for your home team is Monty Williams. Let's hear it for your Pheonix Suns!
Good evening and welcome to tonight's presentation of Noche La NBA, an annual tradition in the NBA celebrating diversity and culture, and always a pleasure to bring it to you. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Well, if you ask Karl Anthony Towns, his greatest strength is his versatility. He said, "My dad taught it to me at a young age, and it's made my transition at every step of my career comfortable, having the fundamentals and foundation. I don't limit myself. I try to be great at all skills." Kevin?
Yeah, terrific attitude. It makes him very tough to handle. David, thank you. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Towns.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Wiggins and Covington fill the wings. Vonleh and Towns, the duo inside. And it's Teague in at the point guard position. And for the Suns, Rubio and Johnson pairing up in the backcourt. Inside, Saric and Baines. And it's Oubre in at the 3 slot. Clark, some of those lottery-bound teams now giving more minutes to their younger players, developing them, looking into the future, which means more veterans, unfortunately, will have to sit and watch.
And, I always say this, and it's much easier said than done, but you're a professional, whether you're in the rotation, a young player or an old player, you have to approach it in a professional manner. And that means accepting the good with the bad, the sweet with the bitter, and that takes a maturity level. And when the trade deadline is behind you, you only can control what you can control, and that's what veterans should be about.
And hopefully the coach communicates the ideas behind the moves, too.
I like that, but there's no obligation to do so.
Right.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Here's Baines. Oubre, good.
Not the best of shot selection there, but you know what? You do not look a gift horse in the mouth.
Here's Teague, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Well, you look at Jeff Teague, and his game does not have a lot of flash, but his handles, those are rush hour caliber. This guy has that ball on the string, folks.
The first one falls. And with Teague, Clark doesn't do anything flashy, but the stats do add up.
Yeah, he's very steady and quiet, understated. But you watch him out there, and he's a competitor now. Before last year, Teague had made the playoffs 9 straight years in a row, and that doesn't happen by accident.
And he makes both free throws.
Free throw shooting is about mechanics, confidence, and your mental approach. He's locked in from there most every night.
Rubio, the pass to Baines. Oubre outside. To the wing right side. clock at 4. Takes the 13-footer. That one a little long.
Tough miss, especially since the defense wasn't that strong. I mean, he needs to cash in from there.
Wiggins passes to Teague. Got a piece of it. From 13, it's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
Can't take Teague lightly from the mid-range now because he's consistent at cashing in from there.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Baines. Fires for 3. That one, no good. The Timberwolves with a quick start to this game. Wiggins drives in, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
What a play from Wiggins. Fantastic in out-quicking the defense off the dribble. Bang!
Saric outside. Oubre outside. Baines finds Oubre. Inside, Johnson. Wiggins with the block.
Great read that time by Wiggins, anticipating the shot. Sends it out with return to sender posted.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Now, here's Oubre. 11 points for him in that last game against Dallas.
And how about the job he did rebounding as well, guys? I mean, just a dominant performance on the glass.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. Suns moving the ball around. 5 to shoot. Here's Rubio.
And you know what? Call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
Greg, bottom line is they're ahead on the scoreboard, and that's all that matters.
And the dunk by Towns.
Good luck trying to keep Cat off the glass. Karl Anthony Towns loves mixing it up down low and getting after those second chances.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And you think about the two best talents in Wolves history, KG, obviously, and probably Big Cat.
I would not disagree. I mean, KG is a Hall of Famer, and the Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, has been terrific early in his career. The rebounding and scoring, the versatility at that size between those two guys, boy, it could have possibly been like the Admiral and Tim Duncan. Well, maybe not quite that good, but really good.
And a look now at our 2K leaderboard to see which wingmen have come away with the most steals over the past month. The fourth spot held down by Robert Covington.
I mean, if you're an opposing small forward, this could also be called a list of the league's most annoying players. I mean, they will be in your jersey all night when you're up against them.
Greg, they are an elite group of defenders. I mean, they don't just make it difficult for opposing small forwards. They pester entire teams with their activity, jumping in the passing lanes, being active with their hands and feet. Very impressive defensively.
From deep three-point range, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Timberwolves on offense. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Pass to Towns. And here's Vonleh. Outside Teague. Wiggins outside. Here's Towns. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
Now, here's Rubio. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And stolen by Jeff Teague. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Suns.
And checking out some numbers for Wiggins, this past month he's really set himself apart, putting up about 18 points per, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Even though his numbers have been more than solid, I think he'll want to step his game up to another level.
Yeah, and you know, on paper, those numbers are terrific. Most players would be thrilled with those numbers, but as good as they are, I know this guy expects more of himself.
Here's Baines. 26 points for him last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Teague against Rubio. Passes it to Towns. Back to Teague. Jacks up a 3. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
And the Suns call time.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
Running down the street so I don't get bad. Trying not to stress so I won't just crack. But it's hard to relax when you know you're not in control. In control. In
Kaminsky is checked in for Sharch.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns.
The last 10 or so games, he has been remarkable. First in rebounding, 6th in scoring, and not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Here's Baines. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. The feed to Wiggins. And Wiggins throws it down.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
Now here's Kaminsky. 11 points for him in that last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Rubio right side. That's tipped. 6 on the shot clock. And the rejection by Towns. Rubio misses.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
And Wiggins with the basket on the assist by Teague. 10 points for Andrew Wiggins. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Minnesota.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Minnesota with the ball. It's a 21-2 run, totally rolling here. Rebounded by Kaminsky. Suns trail by 19.
Well, you know, it's not been easy for Andrew Wiggins the last few seasons, guys. The production has just fallen short of expectations. He was a #1 pick back in his draft class and really has struggled to live up to what the fans have expected him to be.
Textbook, nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Teague, the pass to Covington. And the pass to Wiggins. Wiggins drawn the double team. Back to Covington. Just his first attempt. Rebounded by Kaminsky. And with Wiggins, he's clearly a talented player, Clark, but people just want more from him.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin, and a lot of it is a matter of consistency. And when the expectations are high, being a former overall #1 pick, that pressure can affect you. But I think if Wiggins can just lock into being consistent, all of that will subside.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout, fresh from a win against Portland.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
And, you know, the guys on the bench have great confidence in themselves. And when their name was called, they were ready to compete and contribute.
Both teams changing it up here. And now let's take a look at the number of second chance points these teams have had over the last month. These guys never give up on a possession. The Timberwolves, number 1.
They have been aggressive underneath. I mean, they're playing with a physicality that you don't often see, and it's led to a lot of second chance points.
Now, here's Culver. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Napier with it. The 3. It's hauled in by Diallo. Looking at the Suns, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Mavericks in Dallas. Here's Jerome. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws.
And you know what? Saved what was likely to be a dunk.
And, you know, under the circumstances, Greg, that's a good foul. You just can't let him have that throwdown.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Diallo. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Here's Okogie. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Trailblazers in Portland. Pass to Culver. Down low. Here's Napier. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, for the Pheonix Suns, with a franchise-high 9-year playoff drought, there is pressure on this team to find their way out of that long rebuild.
And their moves on draft night, they raised some eyebrows. They've got some young talent, but can new coach Monty Williams turn them into a winner? Long-suffering Suns fans certainly hope so.
Free throw drops for Napier.
And one thing the Wolves have done well over the past few seasons, taking care of the ball.
Yeah, you know, they squeeze it well. Low turnovers can be a double-edged sword, though. If you don't make many mistakes, maybe you're not being aggressive enough.
And both free throws good for Napier. There's 1:38 left in the first. Here's Jerome. Now Diallo. And here is Bridges. Carter with the three. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Here's Jerome. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. 50 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Bridges kicks to Kaminsky. Pheonix, no good that time either.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Okogie, the pass to Towns. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Now here's Kaminsky. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. And it's Carter missing.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Back to Napier. Pass to Towns. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. Right back after this break. The former #1 pick overall in 2015, Karl Anthony Towns, spoke about the aspirations of this team.
Every single day we're thinking about how can we be the team that we need to be to not only make the playoffs, but to make it deep into the playoffs and give ourselves a chance of being a championship team. We have so much talent. We have great veterans. We have a great front office, a great coaching staff. So with all that on our side, we feel we have a great chance to find that way to success.
Yep, one step at a time, Greg. That's the mindset to have.
Yeah, you can't have too much too early. But with Towns leading the charge, this team is in great hands.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast. As the second quarter getting going right now. And a comfortable margin for the Timberwolves here, guys.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Towns and Jang, the lengthy pair inside. Then it's Culver. Then there's Shabazz Napier. And it's Okogie in at the 2. And it's Napier missing. Suns trail by 15. Here's Jerome. No points in the game yet for him. Now, here's Bridges. The Suns need to get a shot off. Here's Jerome. And it falls over the rim and in. Jerome's got his first 2 points. And so Napier will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They'll be off next to Utah for a meeting with the Jazz. And that concludes this long 6-game road trip.
And the young Timberwolves head coach, Ryan Saunders, son of former Minnesota coach Flip Saunders, about as great of a pedigree you could ask for as a young coach.
Well, guys, you've heard me talk about the DNA when it relates to players. It's the same with coaches. I mean, Ryan has grown up seeing his dad coach at a high level, the late Flip Saunders, one of our favorites in the business. He spent his whole life around basketball, so he has a great way with players and a real good understanding of the game, to a modern-day approach for a young coach. I tell you what, it should absolutely be illegal for a 7-footer to be able to leave the ground that fast, but Towns has made it legal.
Passes it to Kaminsky. Three-pointer. Drills the three-pointer. Kaminsky's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
It's important that you have big men who can shoot in this day and age, and this guy can really stretch the floor.
Poked away. Bridges with the steal. Here's Jerome. Takes the 13-footer, and he gets it to go.
I love the advantage he has from a speed standpoint. Does a great job of creating separation for that shot.
And there's the pass to Culver. And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That is his first foul of the game. And Phoenix making a change here. Sharge is checked in. Minnesota also making some changes. Robert Covington's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. And Wiggins is subbed in for Culver. Phoenix on defense. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Covington. Some solid defense from Saric.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Timberwolves leading by 10. Pass to Jang. Here's Okogie. He's guarded by Diallo. Here's Jang. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, you know what's so impressive about Jang? Improvement in almost every category across the board, but especially hitting free throws.
Well, as much as Gorgui Dieng does on the court, he'll be remembered, Clark, by many for his off-the-court contributions.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly there. Dieng has revamped hospitals in his home country of Senegal, as well as sent thousands upon thousands of meals back to his homeland. I mean, you can't say enough about what this man has done for others. And that really is a measure of influence, maturity, and leadership. Great impact being made by Dieng off the court.
Clark, last couple years, the three-point shot has been absolutely huge, a gigantic weapon for a lot of teams. You live by it, you die by it. Some teams can accept, though, the ramifications of a bad shooting night.
Yeah, I think it's too big a premium not to really overweight the three-point shot. A 50% premium on that particular field goal when it goes down. But I do like to see balance. Attacking the rim, spacing the floor. I love to see guys and teams shoot the mid-range shot as well. But the three-point shot and the way teams use it and shoot it is here to stay for sure.
Now here's Johnson. He had 15 points last outing.
Saric is highly engaged and very good at keeping the defense on their toes and making them commit the foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
And he's been terrific, guys. I mean, the percentage right around 86%, so don't doubt he's pleased with that.
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
And that one falls from Saric.
You know, the toughness Saric possesses is really pretty impressive. A guy who lost 6 teeth in a game one time and kept on playing. Wow.
Saric nails them both. Clark, we hear a lot about the young basketball players in this country, the good ones playing in the AAU system. Is that the best way to develop talent for the NBA?
It's one of the better ways because the competition level is quite good across regions and throughout the country with these AAU teams. I think there's some great AAU programs and some tremendous benefits to participating in AAU basketball. Some things are better than others with it, but overall I think it's pretty solid.
Here's Baines, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layups.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Shooting two.
And the first one drops. And so he makes both from the line.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
Teague finds Wiggins. Back to Teague. Shoots. Misses off the left iron. Suns trail by 10. Over to the left wing. Rubio with a wide open look. No good from outside.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Teague. The shot comes out. Some solid defense from Saric. Kicks it to Johnson. Rubio outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Saric passes to Johnson. Shoots the 3. Wiggins with some nice D. Minnesota leading by 10. Pass to Teague. Pass to Vonleh. Here's Wiggins. Another miss by Minnesota. And here's Saric. He'll bring it up for Phoenix. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter. The offensive rebound. And Baines kicks to Saric. Ball's knocked loose. And now here comes Teague leading the break. And it's slammed in by Teague.
Hey, there's no denying it, fellas. Teague is one of the quicker guys in the league, blasting off in transition.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Covington against Rubio. And the rejection by Jang. To the middle. Here's Wiggins. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yep, and an opportunity for one more at the line. Wiggins with the toughness to finish through contact.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And when he's gotten himself to the line this season, he's come through right around 74% of the time.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Now, here's Rubio. 9 points last game out. Baines inside. He's against Jang. Baines dishes to Rubio. And the rejection by Jang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Jang, given his size and wingspan.
A nice shot by Teague.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
Here's Oubre after the made shot from Jeff Teague. Oubre passes to Rubio. Over Teague. Saric trying to break free. Rubio misses. Timberwolves leading by 17. Teague with the ball. 11 points for him in that last game against Portland.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Now, here's Rubio. Robert Covington unable to get his last shot to go. Rubio the pass to Baines. Oubre outside. And the 3 ball is good. Oubre's got 5 points so far.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
The pass to Jang. Here's Teague. Takes the 13-footer. Second shot opportunity. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Strong move in the painted area. I mean, Jang draws a lot more fouls when being aggressive.
A lot of smart guys playing in the NBA right now, Clark. Any that you spot that could be a great future head coach in this game?
There are so many of them, Kevin, when you spend time around guys and watch how they carry themselves on the court. Usually you look at point guards because they're quarterbacks and coaches on the floor in many cases. CP3, I don't know if he has a desire to coach, but he certainly talks and feels the game. as a coach. And Mike Conley, I think he too has the type of cerebral approach to the game that could lend itself to coaching.
That's an excellent starting list. And the Suns making a change here. Kaminsky's checked in. And Jang drops them both. Suns trail by 16. Rubio the pass to Kaminsky. Oubre outside. Feeds it to Saric. He kicks it to Kaminsky. Here's Oubre. And Covington sends it back.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for the Pheonix Suns. On Friday, they'll be playing against Lou Williams and the Los Angeles Clippers. Then on Saturday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks.
And that game against the Pacers, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
First free throw is good.
Frank Kaminsky was picked 9th overall back in the 2015 draft, and he's really established himself in a few years as a quality role player who can stretch the floor.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Noah Vonleh. Culver comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Napier in for Teague. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
For Minnesota, they have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. Free throw good, Wiggins.
You know, you think about Wiggins, drafted number 1 overall a few years ago. So many high expectations, and to be fair and honest, he's met most of them.
Now here's Kaminsky. Nice ball movement by Pheonix. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
That one misses for Wiggins.
And just a much better job of attacking and getting to the line here in the second quarter. Didn't have a single attempt in the first.
And so Napier will bring it up for Minnesota. They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
At the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
The first one falls. Okogie's checked in for the Timberwolves. And both free throws good for Napier. Pheonix has gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Here's Jerome. Napier covering. Jerome, no good. Timberwolves leading by 22. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Napier. From down in the low post, it goes. Napier's got 6.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
The Suns have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. 9 seconds left to play in the first half. To the inside, it's stolen by Kaminsky. And so it's Andrew Wiggins making highlights for Minnesota. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Andrew, what do you like about the way the team's playing so far?
We're competitive right now. We're going after it. Every possession, we're going hard.
We'll see if that continues in the second half, Andrew. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. Andrew Wiggins was the man in the first. He had 18 points and 1 block. And, Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
Shaq, what'd you think about Pheonix?
Well, Ernie, they had a ton of fouls. Jeez. And the points they gave up at the free throw line added up in a hurry. They got to calm down during the break and play much more control in the second half.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go over there.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. You look at Andrew Wiggins in this game, he's been everywhere.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Inside, Saric and Baines. Rubio and Johnson pairing up in the backcourt. And it's Oubre in at the small forward position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Monty Williams. And the last 2 years, Karl Anthony Towns getting a rap as a bad defender. Clark, do you think that's fair to say?
You know what, Kevin? I don't think it's as fair as it once was. He's not nearly the defensive liability he used to be. He's better defensively one-on-one, and I think he's improved in his ability to switch and rotate on smaller players.
And here are the Suns now. Sharch dishes to Rubio. 5 on the clock. Pass to Baines. Over Towns. And it's Baines missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Well, Pheonix shooting a rough 22% so far in this one. Sharch passes to Baines. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And obviously a total team player. Saric is a guy, if his teammate is open, he's going to get the ball.
Stolen away. Oubre, no one around him. Here's Sharch. Towns with the defensive effort.
Clearly out of rhythm now, guys. I mean, just 1 for 5 to begin the second half.
Teague finds Wiggins. Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Sharch. And Rubio gets it to go on the assist by Sharch.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
Just 1 for 4 from the field, not the way they wanted to start the second half. You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Teague's got 13 points.
Yeah, man. I tell you, Teague's ability to adjust on the fly while getting bumped on the drive. Kept his composure. Well done.
Now, here's Rubio. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Timberwolves leading by 20. Picked him clean. And now the Suns, a fast break. Here's Baines. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
And that one misses. And the level of detail that Robert Covington approaches defense with is just phenomenal. He is always prepared for his matchup.
Yeah, and that's why he's an outstanding defender, Kevin, because he's got the physical attributes. He's got excellent speed and quickness for a guy of his size, good length and strength, outstanding hands. But he does a nice job of studying his opponent and what he needs to do to be effective defensively. I think he's one of the better defenders in the game and on the wing.
Here's Rubio. Off target from outside.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
And it's Towns missing. Suns trail by 18. Shot from 16. Pheonix, no good that time either.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
Now here's Wiggins. 18 points for him. Shot clock at 6. Covington's shot is off.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Wiggins finds Teague, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there. And look now at a few years' worth of data. Some of the assist numbers under the microscope for Rubio.
And you can see how much he's improved as a distributor over the past few years. He takes a lot of pride in his passing. Keeping his teammates involved and being a creator out there is really important.
Now Johnson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
And that one's good. Wiggins.
Boy, trying to employ physical defense against Wiggins, but this young man powers right through it. Very impressive.
Out to the right wing. Here's Sharch. The second chance effort, and the layup is up and in. Baines has got 6 points in the quarter.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
I'm just trying to make all my pockets obese. Don't want, I just want the loot. She saw me and all of my punches keep me. Boys lose chains, take his boot down.
So both teams making some changes here. We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. You take a look at the Timberwolves, advantage in 1 series. And, of course, the Suns, quite a few spots down the ladder right now.
Well, right now for the Timberwolves, so much has gone right for them this season. They've needed some breaks to go their way, and it feels like they've gotten them all. Now they're poised for success in the playoffs.
They look to be a dangerous team. I wouldn't have thought that a few months ago, but now I'm a believer.
They get it again.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Here's Jerome, and the rejection by Towns. Here's Wiggins, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
Tell you what, Kevin, somebody came to play and compete tonight. Wiggins has been bagging his groceries all game long.
Here's Jerome. And here's Diallo. Lets the 3 fly. And it's rebounded by Covington. Covington's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Wiggins. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. And now 24 points for Andrew Wiggins.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Pass to Diallo. Bridges for 3. Rebound, Minnesota. Covington's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Okogie draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Minnesota.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Well, you've got to give a lot of credit to Josh Okogie. I mean, he was the 20th pick in the 2018 draft and really well ahead of the curve as a rookie, and even saw starter minutes later on in the season. Well, that's a great get for them.
Now here is Carter. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Shot to stop the run, and the rejection by Towns.
Well, you see the great reach as well as the relentless pursuit shown by Towns. He's simply saying, not here, not now, not in my house.
Here's Okogie. Frank Kaminsky making his last shot. Bridges with the board. And meteoric rises not uncommon for Okogie.
Yeah, and Okogie's done a really nice job kind of turning the impression of him around because he wasn't highly touted in college. But I tell you what, he's proven to be an impact player because of how he can defend and shoot.
The Suns have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
At the line for 2.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And that one falls for Bridges. Both free throws good from Bridges. And here's Napier. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Passes to Culver. Now here's Towns, defended by Carter. And Towns, the bucket on the assist by Culver. Culver's got 3 assists tonight.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And the Suns call time.
Yet another player from the 2019 draft class who wasn't a top high school recruit. Jarrett Culver, 3-star guy, thin, unrefined, but in that sophomore year of college, boy, did he surprise some folks.
As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the leading defenses. Fifth, the Timberwolves.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
Jerome passes to Kaminsky. Now here's Diallo. Right wing. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Jerome. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Jerome's got 7 points.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
And it's Culver at the elbow. Bridges with the steal. Here's Carter. Softly drops in the floater. Carter's got his first points of the night.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
1:32 left to play here in the third. Here's Okogie, defended by Carter. And the basket by Okogie. Okogie's got 5 points now in the quarter. There's the pass to Kaminsky. Now Bridges. Carter outside. Shoots from 14. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Towns has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Here's Culver. It's blocked. Here's Jerome. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. There's the foul. That's against Minnesota. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
2 shots.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. There's 49 seconds left in the third quarter. Napier passes to Towns. Goes back up. Trying to get open is Jang. And that one's good. Towns has got 6 in the quarter.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Carter looking around. That one doesn't drop. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Frank Kaminsky picks one up.
And how about the attitude Culver's playing with right now, doing his best to make things happen on that drive.
It's his first trip to the line.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Culver.
And Culver's game just screams potential. Already a good scorer, rebounder, and passer. Now the next step, improving that outside shot.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. There's 18 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Here's Jerome. Napier covering. Bridges dishes to Johnson. Back to Bridges. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Minnesota finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. The Suns shooting just 29% in this game. They are not a pretty sight out there offensively. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, down low it's Jang and Towns. Then there's Shabazz Napier. Then it's Culver, and it's Okogie in at the shooting guard. 6 to shoot. Here's Jerome. And a miss there on the triple.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Johnson can't get it to go.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Okogie. It's hauled in by Diallo. Diallo's got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Jerome, and he slams it one-handed.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on you.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
And here are the Suns now. After the miss from Karl Anthony Towns. Johnson, the pass to Jerome. For a couple years now, the NBA has released the last 2 minutes report detailing missed calls in any game. Does it hurt the officials to have that information out there?
I don't think it hurts. It's not always comfortable, but I like the transparency of the move. I really do. I think when we're transparent about the human nature of what we do as broadcasters or referees or players or coaches, I think it makes for a better product. So I'm in favor of that.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major or it could be just a slight tweak.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Pheonix on defense. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Saric passes to Rubio. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Back to Saric. Clark, here's kind of an interesting perspective question for you. How much of making it to the NBA is talent? How much of it is the work you put into it?
Kevin, if I were to give this a ratio, I would probably say 65% talent, 35% work ethic, because you have to have a level of unique giftedness to be an NBA player. Many can work really hard and not be NBA caliber. So I think there's, I tilt that 65-35 talent to work ethic.
Here's Rubio after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Kaminsky kicks to Oubre.
Minnesota foul.
Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Phoenix. Robert Covington's checked in for Minnesota. Johnson against Wiggins. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That one is off. Clark, should the NBA consider widening the court to even out the value of those corner threes?
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea, Kevin. But I also like the fact that there's a deep three at the top and on the wing. And then you've got a little shorter three if you can get to that corner, widening the lane to make that three more in line or symmetrical with the deep three at the top. I kind of like having a short corner three.
I agree with you. Now here's Teague. To the paint. Here's Vonleh. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Saric.
Shooting from Minnesota, Noah Vonleh. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Both shots good from the stripe. Suns trail by 21. Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s. Nicely executed play there. The pass on target, and Wiggins with the explosive finish.
Johnson, the pass to Rubio. Inside, and slam dunk by Saric.
Attacking the defense with the pass there, Kevin. Rubio with great vision and no hesitation on the delivery.
Now here's Teague. Baines with the block. Wiggins against Saric. With the second effort. Tries yet again. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins.
I like the way Dario Saric plays so hard down low when he gets inside. Really good at drawing fouls because he's physical and aggressive.
2.
And the first one drops. Clark, there are strong divisions and there are weak divisions, and the NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
That's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
Now here's Covington. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
1 shot. One shot.
And Towns no good on that one.
And you look at how Towns is so effective on offense, and it's because he really has the entire package for a big man. Back to the basket, facing up, playing outside or in, off the bounce or on the catch. This guy can do it all.
Teague can't hit.
Guys, you can tell he wants to contribute more, but his teammates have picked up the slack for him. That's what being on the team is all about.
Rubio misses.
Well, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
And Greg, as you said, it's the skill level of Towns at his young age that is so incredible.
Very capable 3-ball shooter, but he likes backing you down on the block as well. You step back and look at what he can do for a team, and there aren't really any holes in his game.
Pass to Rubio. Pheonix, no good that time either.
It's just been a frustrating day for him all the way around, and it's rubbed off now, I think, on the rest of the team.
Here's Teague. Oh, that's blocked.
Like watching Saric make his presence felt with blocks like these.
And it's Rubio penetrating. Wiggins with the block. Here's Baines. That one goes in.
Well, you can't give him any room to maneuver on the board because once he does, he's going to make you pay.
Minnesota leading by 20. Outside, Towns. Mark, the max contract didn't exist when you were playing. Is it something that should be up for debate?
Well, it's a function of the economics of the league now, and in theory, there's some reasons why you have max contracts because a guy has earned that opportunity, a way to keep a star player or max contract player with the same team, I think is part of the reasoning behind it. I mean, debating it and talking about it is probably something that makes some sense. If you're thinking about getting rid of it, I'm not so sure.
And the Suns call time.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw dropper. It must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
On the road, in a tough atmosphere, he's taken on the role of star tonight. If one of their other players came up short, he picked up the slack to make sure they'll be walking out of here with a win. Oubre on the wing. Defended by Covington. Oubre, good.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Teague against Rubio. The kick out to Towns. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Towns has got 10 points here in the second half.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And the shot is good.
This is a part of the floor that Rubio can exploit, the in-between area.
Timberwolves leading by 20. Teague, the pass to Covington. Well, Clark, at the college level, a coach was recently offered a lifetime contract. Think we'll ever see that in the NBA?
Well, you can't quite say never.
Right.
I said in college basketball, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see a 16 beat a 1 seed.
Right.
So never say never, but it's not going to happen.
Well, but you've got a lifetime contract doing this, so I guess it does happen in some quadrants.
Well, you got information that I don't have.
And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the Timberwolves. Pass to Towns. 18 feet out. That's good. And so Teague with the assist. Teague's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Jeff Teague doing exactly what a point guard should do, setting up his guys nicely.
Passes it to Saric. And the rejection by Towns. Now here's Teague. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
And the Suns with a completely new group on the floor. The pass to Napier. And there's 1:45 left in the game. Shot clock at 6. Bell with it. Kaminsky's there. No good from Bell. Phoenix has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Pass to Okobo. Up top, Diallo. He dishes it to Johnson. Puts up a 3. He doesn't hit that one. Minnesota leading by 22.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Timberwolves.
As one-sided as it gets today, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And this will be their third win in 3 tries against these guys. They match up so well.
They really do. I mean, there's one more game to play in this season series, and barring any major changes to their team, I'd have to believe the sweep will be in order.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance, it was a big-time outing for Karl Anthony Towns.
Now, he was a problem on the glass today, relentlessly crashing the boards and came away with a bushel basket full of rebounds.
2.
And he makes the first. He's perfect from the line this time. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Okogie. And here's Bell. Passes it to Bates Diop. Bell with it. He's guarded by Diallo. Here's Okogie. On target from 13 feet.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, what a time to put the hammer down. Any hope of a comeback? Diminished.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Hey, Kevin, thank you. Andrew, an impressive win for you guys. How will you look back on tonight?
It feels great, I think the whole team played great. We shared the ball, we grabbed rebounds, we made big possessions, so I think it was a great game.
Hey, Andrew, congrats again. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. See you later.